Welcome back to ADHDoodles. For today's doodle, I'm going to be doing a column pattern adding onto my contact sheet of doodles. You can see all of these, I think except for the very middle one, which I did before I had a YouTube channel, on the channel in the previous videos. So for this one, we're just using simple S shapes to make this kind of interesting column pattern. And I'm going to get a sheet of paper because since I folded these pseudo squares by eye, they're not super precise, so I didn't want to get ink onto the drawing below it. So I'm going to try and figure out where to start. I wasn't quite sure, and I just decided to start by making an S in the middle of the page. What I'm going to do is just kind of stack these S's and make several rows of them side by side. So you can see I kind of tried to figure out where the S's would fall on the edge of the page. Did that, and now I'm just going to connect the kind of top opening of one S with the bottom opening of another. I was trying to kind of make wavy lines, but sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. Again, all of this is just free-form doodling. It's about the relaxation and the mindfulness, putting the pen to paper, and just feeling that comforting scratch of the pen on the paper, the repetition. So the process is the important part, and the finished result. It'll look neat. That's part of the relaxation, is these repetitive patterns. But when you mess up like I did right there, it's completely fine. You just keep going. So I'm also going to go ahead and start putting these wavy lines that go parallel to these lines that I've drawn, and just draw those across. You'll see how that ends up going, but I kind of jumped around in what I was doing because I have ADHD, so sometimes I get impulsive and I want to see the finished result sooner, but then you'll just carry on doing this throughout the pattern. So now as I finish off these last few parallel wavy lines kind of within those top S shapes going into the bottom S shape, I'm going to go for that empty space in between, and now I'm going to go in with vertical lines. So I'm just going to go straight down. I'll create kind of little triangles on either side, but fill in with the straight lines, and then I'll color in those little triangles black. Sometimes they'll be bigger, sometimes they'll be smaller, sometimes they won't be triangles, but again, do what looks good to you, feels good to you, try different things out. Obviously, the more you do this, probably the more precise you'll get, the more you'll see what you like and what works for you. So now that I've finished and I've hit all those last little bits and bobs that I want to fill in, you can see how the pattern looks, how it's kind of these ribbony wavy lines over the columns. You can see it's not perfect, but it was a very calming and meditative, I can say the word, I promise. It was a very meditative experience. So after this, I have finished now my A4 kind of contact sheet of doodles. So there's 6 total, almost all of which there's a video for. So do check those out, though again, these are my first YouTube videos, so some of them have issues, but I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about the pattern or about relaxation techniques through drawing, feel free to leave a comment. Do like and subscribe, and as always, anyone can do this. Just grab a paper and pen and start doodling.